is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to out a quick video. Today we're going to talk about Andre Iguodala and the Miami Heat. Yeah, I know the season is suspended, but it was interesting. They made this trade, and a lot of people were saying, oh, they got a new veteran. They got a guy that can be a two-way type of player. They got a guy that has championship experience. He didn't shoot the ball well last year in the playoffs, but he made championship winning plays that helped them get to the finals, even when they didn't have Kevin Durant at one point, and even DeMarcus Cousins. They still relied on the aging and old Andre Iguodala. That was a lot of people feel like could be a potential Hall of Fame player, borderline Hall of Fame player, or he can still make a case to be one. That shows you how valuable and how much love and respect people have for Andre Iguodala in general. I was a guy that wasn't going crazy over the trade because they didn't really give up that much, and plus they got positions that are scarce in the NBA, which is the wings. You want multiple guards, you want multiple wings, and you want guys that want to take pride in defense. You don't see a lot of guys that want to get after it. You don't see a lot of guys that really want to guard LeBron, the Kawhi Leonards. And if you want to win it all, you got to have somebody that's willing to do it. And now you have guys like Crowder, Butler, and Iguodala that can switch and guard multiple positions all the way to the four. And depending on what lineup out there, they could guard the five, because sometimes they put LeBron at the five, sometimes they put people like Zion at the five. And these guys are fast, strong, and long enough to at least stay with those players and contain them to a certain degree, depending on how the team scheme is and what type of players they have out there to aid them and help, because they're not the greatest rim protectors. But other than that, Iguodala hasn't really been the biggest factor. Not getting that many minutes. He wasn't getting that really that many opportunities to score. You look at the numbers, they could be fool's gold. It'll show you that he's efficient from the field and from three, but he's not really getting that many touches and that many shot attempts. And plus, he's not really defending anybody because he's not really playing any big games and big minutes that's really showing you that, oh man, Iguodala, he's going to be a big difference maker when the season does start. And that's why I made this video. Just a lot of Miami Heat players and a lot of Miami Heat fans and media really didn't know how to react to when they traded for Iguodala and gave him the extension so fast, and we really didn't know what type of Iguodala they was gonna get. We didn't know what type of Iguodala that they'll get long term, because they did give him that extra year, including this year that he's gonna play through. And obviously the Memphis people wasn't happy. Steph Curry vouched for him, and he should, because he won a Finals MVP and helped them win the title and was the swinging force of that title, because once they entered them to the lineup, they won every single game after that. And they even had a Hampton 4, the Hampton 5 at one point too, when they got Durant. And that thing was the funny thing, because Iguodala was so essential to that. And when he even went down, when Chris Paul went down, people thought, even Steve Kerr, which he should, because that's his player, that yeah, they lost Chris Paul, but we lost Iguodala. This is a guy that is that sneaky good with his defense, his switchability, his big shot making, his big play making on both sides of the court, and the fact that he can rebound, he can facilitate, he makes the right play, he gets out in transition, he does all the ugly little small things that people don't want to do, and teams that usually don't want to do. And having a guy like that, those things are valuable, because the Heat have those gritty, dirty work guys like Bam, that's willing to do that type of stuff. They had guys like Jimmy Butler that's willing to do it. And then you combine a team that wants to work hard, that wants to play hard, and isn't afraid to defend, and isn't afraid of anybody, and Iguodala fits right in. So it makes sense from a personality standpoint, a guy that wants to win, a guy that willing to put his body on the line, a guy that is fearless. And you have guys that feel the same and built the same as him. That's a big reason why they wanted Jimmy Butler, was because Jimmy Butler fit right into the culture of the Heat, and it has been a success. I know they have come back down to earth the last couple weeks before the season got suspended. But the Heat was playing fantastic basketball, and then they beat the Bucks, the only team in the NBA at one point to beat the Bucks twice, and I think they still are. They did it in the beginning of the season and recently. So that just showed you that this Heat team are one more piece away. They have the wings, they have the size, they have the switchability, they have shooters like Hero, they have shooters like Robinson, they have guys like Butler that can handle the ball, defend multiple positions, but also step up in big moments. Even though he hasn't done it as well this season, we know what he's capable of when he is healthy and when he is going full force. And those are the type of players that you want, and that's why Steph had to vouch for him. But it is hard to have a veteran on your team when your team have guys like Josh Jackson and other players like that like even the guy Dylan Brooks that needs to learn defense, that can really learn fundamentals and pick up a lot of things and pick his brain. It would have been a huge asset for the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think that was a big reason why they traded for him, because that championship DNA and that Finals MVP, being able to do whatever the team needs to do and being able to step up when you need to step up, but also being able to go out there and fight and do what the team needs you to do to get a W. He has proven that throughout the year, especially in Golden State for sure. And he even did it in Philly, being an all-star for one time, but also being able to take a reduced role going to Denver. So Iguodala, he's a winner. That's why he's a multiple-time champion. That's why he's a Finals MVP. And you want that type of player on your team. Is he worth $15 million? Is he worth the risk of an injury? Is he worth the risk of being aged and now you stuck with him? Yeah, I think so, because he's a guy that you can just rely on when you need him and bring him in and allow him to be who he is when you need him to be that. And I think that's what the Heat was thinking. So a lot of people look at the numbers. A lot of people look at the scoring. A lot of people don't be fooled by the efficiency either, because we know Iguodala isn't the greatest offensive player, but he has had a lot of time off, and he's going to get more because of the suspension. We don't know when the season's going to restart and when the playoffs going to start. But they out there just hooping. They out there just enjoying. They out there just challenging and growing together. And I feel like he fits right into that, because that's what he did even in Golden State. So I think this is going to be a trade that we really want to see the value until he's out on the court in the big moments. Getting the steals, getting the blocks, rotating over to help his teammates, making a big pass, getting out in transition and making a lob. Those little small moments that he's executing and doing what the coach needs him to do, but he's putting that extra effort to make the right play on both ends of the court to influence winning. And it matters most when the playoffs start, when it's best of four. Whoever wins 4 games win. And him helping you win 1 or 2 games throughout that series, or helping you make that big play that stole you a game, like we seen even against Portland, like we even seen against many teams, throughout the playoffs last year, when people saying he was washed up, and he made big plays to help them in the finals and help them in the Western Conference Finals, even helping them against the Rockets. Iguodala does that, and that's what they're paying him the $15 million for. Give us quality minutes, give us great defense, give us great intensity, and make the right plays on both sides of the court. And he will do that even at this advanced age, and that's something that I do have to give Iguodala love, respect, and credit for. And he's going to put the work in. He's going to hold guys accountable. He's going to go out there and compete, and he's going to push guys like Butler to be better, which he wants to be better. So he fits right into that culture anyway, which is the great part about it. So other than that, let me know what you guys think about Andre Iguodala right now. Do you think that he has been washed? Do you think that he can have a great season? Do you think we just haven't synced enough? Do you think that it don't really matter what he do into the playoffs start? We're not that far. We was only 20 to 17 games, depending on what team, away from the playoffs starting. And that's when he shines the most, and that's when he gets the most opportunity. Even like we seen in Golden State, they'll throw him into the starting lineup in the playoffs because he's just that big of a playmaker and decision maker and big time playmaker when it comes to the both ends of the court. So he's that great. He's that valuable in the big moments and the big situations, and still in games and still in moments and helping you win those games you shouldn't is all that really matter. And that's why they wasn't hesitating to give him that extension. If we can trade for you and get you for another year, we'll do it. And they did it quickly, and that trade was done. Now we're going to see, can he stay healthy? Is he going to do these things that we've seen them do before, which is basically questioning his greatness, because he has solidified it, has done it for multiple years, and has won titles doing it. So that's what the Heat players should look forward to. That's what we're gonna want to see, and I think he will deliver. But 15 million is a lot of money for a guy that's gonna be a role player, not play a lot. I didn't know they were gonna play him at all, but they do have a lot of wings and a lot of guys that eat up those minutes. But in the big moments, they gonna rely on Iguodala, and that's why they made the trade, and that's why they got guys that can guard and switch and defend multiple positions. Because when you're playing against the Lakers, the Clippers, those are the type of guys that you need, and that's the big picture mentality that Pat Riley and Mickey Arison had when building his rosters. Those are the hardest and the toughest guys to get at this point in the NBA. And if you can get a couple of them, you can always flip them. At worst, you can always keep them and put that last piece to go with Jimmy Butler and Bam and push in next year or the year after for that championship run. Because the East wide open outside of the Bucks. It's really the Bucks and a bunch of teams fighting for that second and third spot. And we don't know who those teams are because it wasn't Philly. Boston haven't took that elite level step. Toronto hasn't become elite. They've been a great team, a spectacular team, but I wouldn't say they're elite, even though they are number two. One team has to be number two, and Toronto took that advantage. Now we have to see who's going to be that team that's going to contend with the Bucks each and every year to go to the finals, and we don't know who that's going to be, but we do know somebody's going to make a move. And Pat Riley is one of those guys that made the move for Butler nobody's seen coming years later. He made the move for Dragic that nobody's seen. He made the move to get LeBron James, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Nobody seen that happening. And I wouldn't be surprised if he collect all these assets like Tyler Johnson and all those guys and start flipping them into what he has right now. Now he looks like a madman and a genius again. And he will find a way to win the title. But other than that, check out my website at NoxusPlayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page at NoxusPlayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for liking the video if you already liked it. If you're new to the channel, check out my videos. I make NBA videos every single day. And on top of that, I do make draft videos. I do make summer league videos. I do make season previews. I also make videos that's just discussions just like this. But I also do cover trade deadline and free agency, and I do NBA breakdowns of footage players in games. So if you love basketball and you love the NBA, this is the channel for you. And like I said, I do make videos every single day. And if you want merchandise, like I said in the video, you can always purchase it on my Spreadshirt, and you can also always message me on Facebook. There you can get different color t-shirts and different color logos. You can message me what t-shirt you want, what color you want it in, what logo color you want it in, and I can get it shipped out to you. Other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, signing out. And let me know what you guys think about Miami Heat and Andre Iguodala so far, and what he can do in the future, and what's he even worth, that $1 million, that $15 million extension that he got for even next season.